The Para Cave podcast, proudly brought to you by major sponsor Para Leagues, platinum sponsor Baytech Recruitment, The Corner Post, Wick Coffee, Ashore Strata Reports, Spot On Hose and Fittings, Wine Barrel Event Hire Sydney, Rubbish Removal Kings, and Flash Conveyancing.
We are Flash Conveyancing, your property legal team, and you're listening the Para Cave podcast. If you are buying or selling property in New South Wales, call us. Call Flash Conveyancing.
Let's go! Welcome back to another show. Hi, how are ya? It's a Para Cave podcast coming at ya. Turn it up, feel the vibe, blue and gold. Step inside the cave. Yeah. Easy try in the corner. Here's your host, Troy Water. Coming to you live from the world famous Para Cave.
Hi, how are ya? Welcome back to the Para Cave podcast. This is the tipping podcast brought to you by Ashore Strata Reports. Follow them on Instagram. They are the proud sponsors of the tipping competition for 2026. So thank you very much to Ashore Strata Reports for putting up the prize money for the tipping competition. We really appreciate that one. And look, last week there was only a shortened week. Nobody got a perfect round or anything. There was a few 4s out of 5s, which is not too bad. Their leader is still BJK 1984.0459. Belly 97 is second. Jaden Zaid is third. ESPN Footy Tips is fourth, and Stephen Heath is fifth in the position there. I haven't put out those posts on Instagram. I will get those out before the round starts. So look, there still is a few more rounds to go. We are hitting round number 19 this week in the NRL. So 27 rounds this week. So if you haven't used your joker round yet, you have one opportunity this year to use it. So plenty of time, a few more weeks to go in that competition, in this competition. So don't forget to use it. But ESPN Footy Tips, I think I got 3 out of 5 last week, and I should actually just say that I do have my little co-host with me. Ella, how are you going this week?
Hello, it's Iconic Elle, and I'm going good because it's the first week of school holidays.
Awesome, and it was your birthday last Friday, so happy 12th birthday.
Thank you.
And what are you gonna do over school holidays? Some podcasts, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there'll be 2.
Yeah.
Because this week.
This one and next week. Yep.
But I don't really know.
Okay. Fair enough. Watch some footy, maybe.
No.
No. Just guess.
Maybe.
Just guess the tips, eh?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, that's what I do half the time, just try and guess the tips. But look, as I said, it is round number 19, and it kicks off on Friday night, and you all know how I dislike the only game on Friday night at 8 p.m. I will probably fall asleep by the end of the second half. But it is the Tigers out at Campbelltown taking on the Warriors, second position. This should be an interesting game because the Tigers, they are slowly slipping down the ladder. They've only had one win out of their last 5. The Warriors have had 2 wins out of their last 5, but still sit in second position on the ladder. They go into this game as favourites. Now, we are doing this podcast before Team List Tuesdays come out, so that is our sort of thing here. We guess them or tip them, I should say, on a Monday rather than a Tuesday. But we do know that Api Coruscant is out for approximately 4 weeks, so that is a big blow for the Tigers. And we don't know the Warriors team list yet. But look, the Warriors, they had a bye last weekend, so they'll be nice and fresh and ready to go and hoping to stay in that hunt for that minor premiership. They are 4 points behind the Panthers on the top of the ladder. But as I said, the Tigers, this is a really interesting game for them. They went down to the Dragons last week, 24 points to 10, in a game where they thought maybe they could win that game. This week, without Api Coruscant out at Campbelltown, they want to impress their home fans, and they will want to stay in touch with that top 8. They are in 12th position on the ladder at the moment. As I bring up the ladder just to see what position they are in. They're in 12th on 18 points, so the Storm is also on 18 points. 8th position is on 22 points, so 4 points out of the 8, the Tigers. They won't want to slip down any further on the ladder, so unfortunately for you Tigers fans, look, they have met once this year, and the Tigers did get a victory over in New Zealand, 32 points to 14. So they have that winning form, but I think this is a different Warriors team to way back in March this year. Ella, who are you going to tip in this one?
I'm going the Warriors.
Okay, yeah, smart choice. I'm going to go the Warriors as well in that one. The first game on Saturday, 3 p.m, is at KO Stadium in Redcliffe, so that means one thing and one thing only, that it is the Dolphins taking on the Sharks. The Dolphins in 5th spot, the Sharks are in 6th spot on the ladder. Both are on 24 points in this NRL competition. So, look, a very crucial game to stay in touch with the top 4. Both teams, the Dolphins and Sharks, 2 points out of the top 4 at the moment. So, the winner of this will be 2 points clearer, obviously. But look, there will be Origin players in this game, whether they back up on the Saturday or not. We'll just have to wait and see, but I'm sure that they will get named on, look, an extended bench. But I think the Dolphins will be more affected by Origin players than the Sharks. Sharks, I think, have 3. The Dolphins have about 5, I think. So, still no Isaiah Katoa for the Dolphins. So, this will be a big test against a fellow top 8 team. The Sharks, they had a win against the Broncos last week. Probably sneaking a little bit under the radar. 4 out of their last 5. The Dolphins, they had their first loss in, I think it was 8 weeks, against the Knights. Only by 1 point last week. A Dylan Brown field goal was the difference there against Newcastle. But, look, this will be a big test for the Dolphins because, as I said, this is a fellow top 8 side. So it will depend on what players back up in for both sides after Origin on Wednesday night. But this game is played up in Queensland. The Dolphins do have a good record against the Sharks, having played 4 times, won 3 of them, only lost the once. This year, again, early in March, in the early rounds of the competition, the Dolphins got the win, 38 points to 10 at Shark Park. Ella, who are you tipping in this one?
I'm going the Dolphins.
Yeah. I'm going to go the Dolphins as well. Yep.
Okay, I thought that was going to be a bad reaction.
No, I'm going to go the Dolphins as well. Up at home at Redcliffe, in front of their home fans. I think they can get the win. Even though they had those players out last week, they still played okay. If they get those players back, then they might play even better. So I'm going to go the Dolphins. Bulldogs and Raiders at Accor Stadium on Saturday, 5:30 p.m. is the next game. The Bulldogs in 10th, the Raiders in 13th. On paper, you will probably, when it comes to positioning on the ladder, you would think that the Bulldogs will win this game. You just never know what a surprise packet the Raiders could be. Again, back early in March, the Bulldogs went down to Canberra and got the win 14 points to 10. Look, the Bulldogs, they've been a little bit up and down this year. Although they are 4 out of their last 5, so they have, after a very slow start to the season, where they were down the bottom of the ladder, they have found a few wins in a row. So they could turn it on here. Still not scoring a lot of points, but they are getting the job done in terms of winning games. They only average 18 points a game. So, look, the Raiders, 2 out of the last 5, they are struggling this year. But the Bulldogs are on 20 points in 10th spot. The Raiders, 16 points in 13th spot. So, look, very interesting for them. They have been struggling this year. I don't know, they were minor premiers last year. This one's at Accor Stadium. The Bulldogs had the week off last week. I think the Raiders did too, with a bye. I think about 7 teams had the bye last week, so I think both of them were part of it. Interesting. Let's get your tip, Ella, in this one.
I'm going the Bulldogs.
Yes, I'm going to go the Bulldogs as well over the Raiders. I just can't trust the Raiders this year for some reason. Saturday, 7:35 p.m. Allianz Stadium is the venue. The Roosters in 3rd position on the NRL ladder take on my Parramatta Eels in 14th spot. The Eels had a great win against Manly last week. The Roosters, they had a bye, so they will have Origin players coming back into their squad, no doubt. Mitchell Moses will come back into the Parramatta side. Who will partner him in the halves? That will be a big question. That will be a big thing on Jason Rolls' mind. Will it be Ronald Volkman, who has done the job before? Will it be Jonah Pezzett, who I think is a better 7 than 6? Or will Joash Papali force his way in it as well? That will be interesting to see what it will be on Team List Tuesday. But the Roosters, I think Reece Robson, Victor Radley's in the squad as well for New South Wales. James Tedesco, obviously, Robert Toya, Sam Walker. So they've got a fair few representative players to come back. Do they rest them against Parramatta, thinking they can get the win anyway? Who knows? But the Roosters, 3 out of their last 5, as I said, had the bye last week. Previous to that, they had wins against the Broncos and Sharks. Parramatta, 2 out of their last 5. They defeated the Raiders, 15 points to 12, went down to the Rabbitohs, and also just beat the Sea Eagles on the weekend. It's the first and only time they're going to play this year. Last year, the Eels got the job done at CommBank Stadium, 30 points to 10. That was when they were going through a little bit of a winning run late in the season. The Roosters go into this game as favourites. And I am thinking that, Ella, you will tip the Roosters. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's really correct.
Yeah, I thought so.
Really correct.
Yeah, I thought so. I think you've only tipped Parramatta twice this year, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to tip Parramatta.
Well, we knew that.
Yeah, I've tipped them every week, so what's going to change now? Nothing. I'm going to tip Parramatta to win in a close one. Rabbitohs and Knights at Accor Stadium on Sunday the 12th of July. Now, this is a very special day, I should say. It is happy birthday to Jai Arrow, and the NRL are throwing on the world's biggest birthday party for Jai, a big celebration, raising some money for Jai Arrow in his fight against motor neurone disease. So a great thing that both clubs are participating in, and the NRL are putting on. I think the Wiggles are going to be playing there. There'll be also, I think, probably some giveaways as well and whatever, but a huge crowd. I think 2 kids get in for free on a family pass as well, but you could be able to make donations at the ground, no doubt. Look, it's going to be a big crowd. Let's hope there is about 50,000 there to celebrate this great game and help Jai Arrow in his fight against motor neurone disease. Look, even if you're not a Rabbitohs or Knights fan and you just love rugby league, then just get there and watch it, because it will be a great thing to watch. These two sides, back in May on my birthday actually, played a high scoring affair, 42 points to 38. So I think that was the last game that Latrell Mitchell played. He won't be playing in this game. Cameron Murray, he will be back from Origin duty, no doubt. Newcastle, Kalen Ponga, and also Bradman Best are representing New South Wales and Queensland. So perhaps they could be back for the Newcastle Knights as well to strengthen their side. Newcastle, they are 4 out of their last 5. South, they are 2 out of their last 5. They went down to the Panthers, defeated the Eels before that, put a big score on the Broncos to win that game previously to that. Newcastle Knights, can you believe it, are in the top 4. They are coming 4th at the moment, 26 points. The Rabbitohs, they are on 22 points in 8th. So they've got the Cowboys nipping at their heels. So they will want to win this game to stay in that top 8 as well. Look, I think Newcastle... Cody Walker is suspended for this game for that kick on Jack Cogger during the game, a bit of the brain snap in that Rabbitohs Panthers game, so he won't be playing. I don't think Latrell Mitchell will be back. Jack Whiten will be playing. So look, it will be a big day. It might be a big day emotionally for the Rabbitohs team. But I guess it will just be an emotional day for rugby league that day. Ella, who are you tipping in this one?
I'm going the Knights.
You're going the Knights. I will go the Newcastle Knights as well. There you go. I think we've tipped all the same.
Except for Eels.
Oh, well, yeah, that's right. Yes, of course. This week. Sunday, 4:05 p.m. sees the Sea Eagles at Four Pines Park take on the Cowboys. The Cowboys had the week off last week with the bye. The Sea Eagles went down to the Parramatta Eels. So they will be massively disappointed about that one. That is for sure. The Sea Eagles, they beat the Cowboys up in Townsville earlier this year, 38 points to 6. Both sides 2 out of their last 5. The Cowboys, however, having a great win against the Panthers last week. The week before that up in Townsville. A great win to them to give the Panthers their second loss of the season. The Sea Eagles, as I mentioned, they had a good win against the Storm 2 weeks ago at Four Pines, this venue, but went down to the Parramatta Eels 23 points to 14 at CommBank just on the weekend. So Hamoli Olakawatu and Tolu Kula will be back for the Manly Sea Eagles, so that will strengthen them. A few Cowboys playing in the Origin game. Reuben Cotter is one of them, Jeremiah Nanai as well. So they'll have a couple of players there in Origin. They will be back, no doubt, for Sunday's game. This is a big game because the Sea Eagles, they have drifted down to 7th position on 22 points. The Cowboys also on 22. So a big game for the Cowboys, I reckon, to get into that top 8. But both these sides, big game for both these teams because they will not want to drop out of the top 8 race. It is very congested in this ladder. So Look, I think I know who I'm going to tip. Ella, who are you going to tip?
Who are you going to tip?
I'm going to tip Manly to bounce back at home. I think they will get the job done against the Cowboys.
Me too.
Yeah, so you're going Manly as well. There we go. And the last game of the round, 6:15 p.m, sees the Storm take on the Titans down there at Amy Park. Look, I think this one, unfortunately for you Titans fans, might be a foregone conclusion, to be honest. Although, they have only played once each time, once in the last 2 years. So one time each in the last 2 years, I should say. So this is the first time they are meeting this year again, and they'll only play once, I think, in this time. And the Storm hold a dominant record over the Titans since 1998. When the NRL started, they've played 29 times, and the Storm have won 22 times, the Titans 7. Melbourne, 3 out of the last 5. The Titans, 2 out of their last 5. Melbourne, they are making a late season charge into that top 8. They need to win this game to make not necessarily make the top 8, but get to 20 points to stay in that hunt for that top 8. It did not look like earlier on in the season they're going to make the finals, but they've been slowly winning games. They only have a for and against of -6. So this could be, unfortunately for you Titans fans, a good opportunity for the Melbourne Storm to put on a good score against the Titans. It is at home. They are hot favourites. Ella, who are you tipping in this one?
I'm going the Storm.
Yeah, I'm going the Storm, and I'm going to go the Storm 13+ in that one. There you go. And who's got the bye this weekend, Ella? 3 teams only?
The Broncos, the Dragons, and the Panthers.
That's right. So your Panthers get another 2 points on the top of that ladder. So, recapping your tips for round number 19, who are you going for?
I'm going the Warriors, the Dolphins, the Bulldogs, the Roosters, the Knights, the Seagulls, and the Storm.
And the only one different, I think, in that one is, for me, is the Eels.
Yeah.
Over the Roosters. Otherwise, they're all the same in that one. So, look, enjoy your rugby league over the weekend if your team is playing. Enjoy your state of origin. No doubt, Ella, you're tipping New South Wales to win the decider.
Yes.
Of course. Good on you. Go the Blues, eh?
Go the Blues.
Yes. Let's get the series victory up there in Queensland on Wednesday night. Cannot wait. It should be fantastic. And look, enjoy your Origin, enjoy your NRL. That was our round number 19 tips. Thank you very much for listening. Please give a follow on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify and Apple. That way you will not miss a thing. Please leave a 5-star rating and review as well. That would be much, much appreciated. And the Para Cave podcast.
By the fan, for the fans. Bye.
Go Para.
Baytech Recruitment. Baytech Recruitment. Where we're gonna find you the perfect match. All the tradies you can think of in any industry. Look out for a wrapped up Mitsubishi. Fridgies, Sparkies, Bombers Plus. Whatever the trade, just give us a buzz. Baytech Recruitment.
Give us a buzz now.
So give Chris a buzz on 0414 922 272 today.